Paycheck.
No.
What?
No.
What was that?
No. Remember in WrestleMania, like Paige would like pop up after every.
Did she?
Yeah, she'd pop up and like promote her movie.
I must have not been paying that much attention to WrestleMania
Oh god,
after the matches.
it's been like an ongoing meme, like with like all the wrestling podcasts, or like not podcasts, but like the YouTube shows.
Yeah, I was gonna.
And they'd like bring it up, and they use it like in segues and whatnot. I thought that was kind of funny.
Okay.
Like,
I didn't get the reference. But if I knew what was going on, I think I'd like it.
Yeah, it's stupid.
And she's officially retired, which I think we did a podcast on that actually. But
Probably.
anyway,
She's a woman. She's a woman. It's all
That's
right.
fine. I am Davido,
Lalito.
and this is the 3D podcast.
Bang.
Bam. We're done.
Yeah.
Like,
All right. See you guys next year.
All right. So took a little break. A lot of stuff happened. We
A
can't
lot.
go. Yeah, I know. I think Abraham Lincoln was assassinated at some point from the last one to this one. I'm just kidding. But some interesting stuff happened. Actually, I wanted to do a pre-WrestleMania podcast, which never happened. And then I was like, maybe a post.
You know, a post sounds
Maybe
good.
a post. That it's been a couple weeks now, so I don't think it'd matter. But what we can do is a pre Great Royal Rumble thing. I gotta look
Greatest
at the greatest
Royal
greatest.
Rumble. Yeah.
So I've slowly been falling off wrestling because it's that time of the year for me. Like I said, I keep up, but usually around Mania, that's when I get excited. But around this time of the year, I just poke my head, like, all right, who's any newcomers, anything? But I think I'm excited because knowing Ricochet
dude,
is in the company, and I heard he's doing great in NXT.
I actually saw there's a popular video on Instagram where he was at a live event and he does a rock bottom on Velveteen Dream.
Mm-hmm.
And he does a nice rock bottom, and he's going to go for the people's elbow. He does the whole thing, and everybody's like getting all hyped up. Before he does the elbow, he turns around and does it like a 450 splash on him. Yeah. And it was just like the whole crowd popped.
I think I've seen what you're talking about, but I see like a GIF. I saw like a GIF of it on I think on Reddit for like the wrestling squared circle subreddit. Yeah, man, and it looks like people are having a lot of fun. It looks like he's having fun in NXT. It makes me almost want to start watching. And also, there's that one other chick, the Japanese one, I think.
Oh, Kairi Sane. Yeah. We always talk about the elbow drop.
Yeah, so I think maybe I should. I mean, it's only an hour a week. Maybe I should get back in NXT. That's what appealed to me.
Yeah, the thing that's great about NXT is like these guys are not on every week.
Yeah,
you don't have that one same champion on every week. It's always like maybe they'll pop up maybe once, twice a month, unless they got a nice feud. Speaking of feuds, the DIY guys are still at it. He thought that was done, but it's not. Tommaso Ciampa attacked Johnny Gargano after a match, so they're still gonna go for like the next 2 years of feuding.
Hey, but we need good long feuds.
But there's a lot of wrestlers that are coming up, in NXT. I mean, you mentioned Ricochet. I'm a big fan of his. Velveteen Dream, he's really good as well. A couple of these guys got called up to the main roster, like Andrade Cien Almas.
I noticed that a few of them did get called up.
Drew McIntyre came back from injury and he got called up. You got Sanity, which I don't really care for, but they're pretty good. The Iconic Duo's pretty good. I like them. The girls, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce.
Good on the mic.
Yeah, they're good mic people.
So I think that it really helps them to come up. Authors of Pain. And they're speaking English. Yeah.
Are they? I haven't really watched.
I think they are finally. They are no longer gibberish. Getting called to the main roster has fixed them. Money help pay for them to learn English.
Get some Rosetta Stone in.
Yeah, exactly. So they can put sentences together now.
But yeah, NXT is really where it's at right now. I mean, if you want like a good wrestling matches, you watch NXT. If you're in it for like the storylines, that's more of the main roster stuff. But if you want some hardcore, great shows, watch NXT. You got one of the greatest stables down there right now, the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, he's one of the hottest wrestlers out there right now, coming up from the independent scene.
Mm-hmm.
former Bullet Club.
It's almost like Triple H knows what he's doing.
He does.
Hey, when Vince does XFL, I think Hunter, he's going to be just fine.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're supposed to get on the subject on the greatest
Royal
Rumble.
Rumble.
I'll save the question for I want to kind of go through. I got the matches here. And like I said, I know most of the people on the card, but we'll get to the gimmick of the 50 versus 30 Rumble. But first, let's just go through everything else. Just because at first I was just like adding 20 more people, like that's gonna justify calling anyway. But so the first fight I'm seeing here is the Cruiserweight Championship. Is that what they call the title now? Is it no longer? For some reason, I felt like it used to be called like 205.
No, yeah,
it was always Cruiserweight.
Yeah, it's always been Cruiserweight.
Okay, good. So it's Cedric Alexander, which is the guy that won it at Mania, right?
Mm-hmm, yep.
Versus Kalisto.
Lucha.
I feel like Cedric's probably gonna win, obviously.
Yeah, that's gonna stay on him. I mean, Cedric Alexander should have won the title a long time ago, so it'd be stupid to like barely give it to him and then just take it away.
Yeah,
you know.
What's his face that had it before he got fired?
Oh, Enzo.
Yeah, that pissed a lot of people off, kind of. Well, it seemed like it did. I think they worked it in perfectly. It probably didn't piss people off, but
yeah. Well, with Triple H taking over 205 Live as well now, so they're gonna build 205 Live better. So I don't see them, taking any risks right now. Yeah. I think they're gonna build the brand. So this might be a safe fight.
Do you think Cedric's gonna?
He'll retain.
And do you think within the next couple months he'll probably hold on to that title? Because I mean, the longer he reigns, the better it is for a championship. So do you think he's the guy to pull the cruiserweights for the next couple months?
It depends, because I hear that there might be some call-ups, maybe Ricochet.
Yeah.
So it depends, because there's a lot of good fighters that are on the 205 roster now, from the call-ups and what they've gotten from the trades, because they had that Raw shakeup a couple weeks ago, and so there's a few wrestlers that are on 205 Live. So I'd like to see Cedric keep the belt, but we'll see how it goes.
We'll see. I think Cedric's gonna retain. So next one is gonna be the Intercontinental Championship bout. Seth Rollins versus The Miz versus Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe, in which I didn't know, a ladder match.
Mm-hmm.
Which actually is gimmicky enough for me to almost want to call into work and say I'm not feeling so good. Because as of recording this, we're like 10 hours out from the actual event. Now this one's interesting because I can see Seth retaining. I don't want Miz to win the Intercontinental title back in this fashion. And I feel like this would be your Finn or Joe. I can see them both kind of getting it done this way, but for some reason not Finn. I think Finn's being disrespected right now.
All right, so they had the superstar shakeup, which sent Miz to SmackDown, and the Intercontinental staying on Raw right now. So I was thinking, I don't think the Miz is going to win, and that's going to rule him out because he's on a different brand. So they're not going to have two, Intercontinental and the United States on the same brand. So that was going to, say, okay, Miz is totally out of it. But I was looking down further in the card. I mean, we have the United States title match, and that's between the split brands.
Yeah.
So that could also change hands as well. So it makes it kind of interesting because you don't know really what's going to happen.
It can almost make it to where the titles are just going to be reversed as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Which I can see that. I can see that happening if they're going to go that route.
Because they did that last year or the year before.
Did they?
Yeah.
Just vacate them, man. That's what I say. Do you have a favorite, or are you picking? Who do you think?
I think Seth's going to keep it.
The way you're explaining it to me right now, it seems like Miz would be the one to get it.
He can, but I don't know. It's going to be tough.
I'm gonna roll the dice and say Miz because just the way you explained it, I can see Miz, and this is gonna ruin my prediction for the next one.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at right now, and I was like, I could see it swapping brands, both belts, because they've done that before, but they kind of just did that recently with the guys that switched brands. They both dropped the title to go onto the other roster and pick up the other title.
No, the more I think about it, Joe's gonna feud with Roman.
He's gonna be on SmackDown now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he got traded.
They killed such a good thing.
The reason why they moved Samoa Joe to SmackDown is because on Raw there's too many main eventers, so there's not gonna be any room for him, and that's what I heard. In SmackDown, he'll have more room to be a main eventer, be a prominent figure, and help boost SmackDown.
Hey man, SmackDown needs no boosting.
Not anymore. Not when you got Shinsuke Nakamura.
And AJ. Hopefully have a better fucking match than their Mania bout. I'm gonna lean on Finn. Why not? Because I think Finn's hot right now. People want the club.
It'd be nice for him to win.
So I think I'm gonna change my vote.
So Finn.
Just for the sake of hoping he gets a push he deserves.
Yeah, he was my close pick too, but I'm gonna stick with Seth Rollins.
All right, next bout. I don't know too much about both these guys or both these teams. What is the SmackDown Tag Team Championship?
Oh, the Bludgeon Brothers.
Yep, versus the Usos. I think the SmackDown title belts have been bouncing around, haven't they?
No, the Usos have had it for almost 200 days.
Okay, so I'm thinking maybe it was the Raw ones that might have been bouncing for a bit.
And yeah, so the Usos had it for a while, and then they just lost it to the Bludgeon Brothers at Mania.
Rematch. I think Bludgeon Brothers retain. I always think it's cheap if you give someone a title at Mania and then you take it away from them a month later.
Not even a month. It's still in that same month.
Yeah,
which would be really bad, but I honestly could see it because the Bludgeon Brothers, I feel like they're overhyped mid-card tag team level.
Ooh.
Because it's Eric Rowan and Harper, and they're not really prominent. Like, people aren't really like, oh, yeah, these guys are awesome, blah, 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 or these guys suck, These guys are just, they're more of like a entourage. They could be the Miz's new entourage on SmackDown.
Usos are good heels, too.
And Usos, I think they're one of the greatest tag team champs in history. Like, they're really good.
Yeah, they have good chemistry. They pull off moves really good together. And most importantly, since they also got Rosetta Stone and they were able to speak English, they put together they're great on the mic. They're really good.
They have really good mic skills. They could work a match. They put people over. The crowd loves watching the Usos.
Yeah. I'm going to stick to the Bludgeon Brothers because I feel to be disrespectful for them to lose. But honestly, the Usos probably do deserve the titles. But
it wouldn't be a shock if the belts switched hands on this one.
So what's your vote?
Usos, day one-ish.
All right.
Loser. Or day one is H.
Loser takes a shot. The next one, the vacant tag team titles for Raw are on the line, where you have Bray Wyatt and Woken Matt Hardy versus Sheamus and Cesaro. This one I think is fun because it's hard because Sheamus and Cesaro are a great team.
Mm-hmm.
Great team. But they're pushing the Woken Wyatt deal to where it'd be stupid to not have the titles be around their waists. Because that would just help push that, get that on a whole different level. So, I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with Woken, Matt, and Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great story of how Cesaro and Sheamus got together. They had the best of 7 singles competition back when Mick Foley was a general manager at Raw. And at the end, formed them together and had a great bond. And saying that, I think hopefully this is the edge where they kind of get that singles push now. They break up as a tag team. Because now Raw kind of drafted a couple tag team contenders.
Yeah.
So they could probably break off and do their own thing. So I think I hope that they're done with the tag team division. Because Cesaro, he's one of my favorite wrestlers. He's like one of the strongest guys in the locker room.
Yeah.
That guy's huge. Like, he looks small, but he could outlift anybody on that roster. The Woken, you're right about that. I mean,
they just started. They finally just started this.
Like,
these two universes finally collided. And the only way it's going to work at this point is just to keep investing into it. And I think the proper thing to do would be slap some gold on him.
But my thing is Bray Wyatt is on that squad. And Bray Wyatt hasn't had that good track record of like getting anything his way, you know?
Yeah.
Like he always gets like screwed over somehow. But I think the Woken team's gonna win. Yeah.
That's settled. This is a big fucking card. I mean, there's still a couple ones, but now that I'm kind of reading them off, I'm just like, geez. The next bout there is the United States Championship, where it's Jinder Mahal versus Jeff Hardy. It's my little homage to, I forget the name of the announcer that botched it. U.S. title. So you said Jinder is jumping brands, right?
Yeah, now he's on Raw and Jeff is on SmackDown. So they actually separated the Hardys, which is good because they always like giving Jeff the major push.
Jinder holding onto that fucking title is...
Jeff has it.
Oh, Jeff has it.
Yeah, he has it. He's the latest Grand Slam champion, and he's the only one who's won all the belts.
Yeah, okay.
Like he's the one who's won.
He's won the hardcore title.
Yeah, he's won like every title there is except for like NXT.
Well, fuck it, let's put him in NXT.
I know, right? Honestly, let him get all the titles.
I think Hardy's gonna retain.
Yeah.
Simple. Like if Jinder wins, it's gonna be major heat, and then the Miz is probably gonna. You know, I'm curious if the titles go to people who are swapping brands, if they'll just vacate them, or whether like they would be able to take the title with them to the other brand. That'd be kind of interesting. But yeah, Jeff retained.
Yeah.
After that, we have the WWE Championship fight, which is a rematch from Mania. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. If Shinsuke is gonna win, it would be now. I wish they would have gave him a WrestleMania moment, but they didn't give me a WrestleMania match. So
yeah, the match was disappointing.
It wasn't bad, but it was supposed to be the show stealer. And yeah,
If you're a true wrestling fan, you didn't care about the Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar. You wanted the Shinsuke Nakamura, AJ Styles.
Well, the thing is, like, man, okay, slight post WrestleMania, but the thing with that is they started off kind of slow, like feeling each other out, and I thought they'd pick up. I thought like, okay, they're gonna do some spots. There was kind of like nothing. Yeah, nothing. It just stayed slow, like, and that's where I was disappointed.
And now I think this match you'll see the spots, I think this match will kind of redeem themselves for Mania because this is actually looking like a good fight. I actually think Shinsuke is going to win, and I do agree that Shinsuke's time is now because I don't know if you've been watching, but he's a heel now. He's heel, yeah. He's been giving low blows to AJ Styles whenever he can.
He's got that monster. I like how he oversells a low blow. I think it's funny. It's great.
So they gave him a new entrance theme song.
Really?
So nobody's like singing like that.
Damn. Oh. So they're going full heel.
Yeah, they're going full heel. I have to show you the YouTube video of his entrance. Because it's like a Chinese guy rapping, and basically he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go for your nuts," blah blah blah.
What the?
So yeah, you have to see it. I don't know if it's legit or not, but somebody translated it, and that's what it's supposed to mean. Like,
I'm down to watch it.
And there's people calling for him to change his what is it called?
His Titantron.
What is his finishing move? The knee. Nishasha or something like that.
I don't know what it's called.
There's like Nishasha where he like does a knee to the face. They're saying they should call it Pin Shaska.
Oh, that's funny.
So right now Shinsuke's hot. He's finally hot after being like his second year in WWE. Yeah. He's finally doing something on the main roster.
I like it. I like heel Nakamura. I think Nakamura takes the title though. Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Me no speak English.
Yeah, I heard he's doing something like that too.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
All right, so we both going for Nakamura. I really hope he gets it. I think a heel champion is always good.
And AJ Styles had that title for a while. I think he needs to drop it.
I think he's had it for a respectable amount of time. For AJ Styles.
And if SmackDown wants to get into another, like, if they want to better their show, I think this is how you start.
Yeah, I think so. And then build them up to WrestleMania and give me a good fucking fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm willing to, if they do a trilogy. Oh shit,
dude.
Ooh,
dude.
Wait a second. I'm onto something.
Ooh.
All right. Anyway, let's save that for another day. All right, the next fight. Oh shit, in the wild card. So Cena got his ass kicked by Taker at Mania, which was a well done fight. Well done, well length. The spots were good, but at the Rumble he takes on Triple H. John Cena versus Triple H. No little weird. It's just the regular singles match.
Yeah, it's just a singles match. This one's weird because nobody has to put anybody over.
Yeah, it's true. These guys are both at the point in their career where it really doesn't matter. These guys are just out there.
Like if Cena loses, nothing happens. If Triple H loses, nothing happens. You know.
These guys just want to be out there. They want to be part of history.
Although Triple H hasn't won in a long time. It's been years since he's won a match.
Yeah, that's true. He's been putting people over.
You know.
Yeah,
that's his part of his career now. You know, he's not the CEO, but he's like the second in command, basically.
Yeah.
And so he has nothing to prove. I mean, he's just putting people over.
At this point in the career, Triple H has absolutely nothing to prove.
But he doesn't have to put over John Cena because John Cena.
That's the thing. He doesn't have to put over John Cena, but John Cena also doesn't have to put Triple H over.
So this one's basically whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a double count out. There will be no winner. And that's my vote. Fuck it. I'm going to go with a wild card. It's going to be a no contest some magical way. Something's going to happen.
I'm going to go with Cena.
If I was to go for someone, it probably would be.
He's already taken a lot of L's this year against Taker and Nikki Bella.
I think he came out with a W on that one, though, because he had it his way.
That is true. He's a weird bastard.
He just didn't want kids. He wasn't ready for it. Okay, so after that, we have the Undertaker versus Rusev casket match.
Before you say anything real quick, I was looking at the card and it's crazy that Braun Strowman doesn't have like a singles match.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's gonna be in the Royal Rumble, but that's basically kind of like the mid carders. Obviously, you're gonna have some of these guys from the other matches being the 50-man, but it's like Braun Strowman deserves a match. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he does.
He's had a really good year.
Yeah, he's having I think definitely. Why not throw him in the triple threat there with Cena and Triple H and have them put him over?
That's a good idea, honestly. Because both those guys are really good at putting people over.
Yep. And I think that would be a respectable way for either one of those guys to get pinned.
Mm-hmm.
Just a good triple threat match. I like triple threats. I think they're a good. There's usually good flow to them because you have two guys. One guy can kind of swap out, and then another guy can swap out. I think to a good triple threat match, there's always a good flow.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. I didn't notice that he is not in a single like competition, but aside from the 50-man.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You were gonna say Taker, I think. Right?
Yeah, Taker Rusev casket match. This is. I'm gonna say Taker's gonna win, and Rusev's gonna get buried, and that's gonna be a joke because they're probably gonna bury his career after this too. I don't know. I want to say, you know what? Rusev can be the guy that actually sends Taker into a permanent retirement by burying him. Who knows?
Well, since you haven't really been following WWE lately, there is talks that Taker is going to be wrestling a few more matches this year.
Oh,
he's going to be in like
Survivor
4 or 5,
Series.
He's going to be like nothing major, like probably squash matches. But I can see them bring Rusev because Rusev Day is so hot right now, and WWE has a way of trolling people, like the biggest trolls in the world. So I could see them trolling Rusev Day, but at the same time, I could see Taker putting over Rusev, because Rusev is like I said, he's hot at the same time too.
Yeah.
And he needs a win. Like he's kind of like the Dolph Ziggler, where he gets no love, but everybody loves him.
Yeah.
And it's been a minute. I mean, what was his last match with Randy Orton? Like 5 seconds.
Was it?
Yeah, that was like a. What was that, Mania? Or it was it was Royal Rumble, I think.
Okay.
And he got like a 5 second match where Randy Orton just gave him a RKO, and
that was it.
Yeah, so I think Rusev really needs this one. I'm gonna go with Rusev. Yeah.
All right, I'm going Taker. Loser takes a shot. Okay. So after that, we have the Universal Champ. There's two. Actually, I just realized both the big title fights are rematches from Mania. Because the Universal Championship match is Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns inside of a steel cage.
It's not a Punjabi prison break.
No, Jesus, no.
I
don't get that match at all. I think this is when Roman's gonna take it. Brock's gonna have his UFC fight, even though everyone says he's re-signed with the WWE. I don't know. I see Roman taking it.
Yeah, he needs to take it. That title needs to be shown around more on Raw. Everybody wants to see it.
And house shows and stuff, yeah.
And plus you're gonna pay Brock Lesnar big money every time he straps on his shorts and stuff. You got to give it to Roman Reigns. Even though people are not gonna like it, Roman Reigns needs that belt.
Roman's growing on me because he's just a business guy now. Like I see him now as the draw, who he is, and I was like, okay, this guy, he even though he's annoying and he was fed to like everyone, and that's
unfortunately, on his behalf, yeah.
But at this point, I'm just like, he wasn't the one that's being forced on people, so I'm warming up to Roman a little bit.
My thing is, I like watching Roman Reigns fight. He could actually put on a show. He's a good wrestler.
Absolutely.
He could work, put the next guy over really well. He could work a match really good. He sells a crowd.
And also, pretty importantly, he does fucking like house shows. He's doing shows, and until I sat there and thought about it, like, dude,
this guy puts in work.
Like, yeah, I was like, fuck you, Lesnar. Like, what do you mean you only want to show up once a month?
Yeah,
Like, yeah, nah. I think Roman should get the title. I think Brock's weird contract is like, yeah, all right, it was cute at first, but now it's just kind of just bring the title back to someone who's going to be around more often doing house shows, and I think Roman deserves it.
And if you think about it, I think like if I were Vince McMahon and you have all this roster, I think this roster feels like, man, it's kind of disappointing that I can't ever get a chance at the title belt. I have to wait in line, and it's usually the same 4 guys that are challenging for the belt, and it happens every 4 months. So how long you got to wait till you get your own title shot? Finn Balor never got his rematch.
Nope.
It'd be nice to see someone
up
and coming. I mean, you got Bobby Lashley coming up.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I mean, I think now would be the perfect time to put that on Roman.
You need to move that belt because there's a roster in the locker room that will never get to see the belt because Brock Lesnar comes once every 2, 3, 4 months. A couple times a year for lucky.
Yeah.
So it's kind of wasting the talents, the years, because they don't have that many years to wrestle.
And you never know who is actually going to go over. Mm-hmm. So you can be denying someone their time to shine, their fame.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
it needs to move. The belt needs to move.
So I'm voting Roman.
I'm voting for the big dog, Roman Reigns, as well.
Bet you $10 if Brock wins, like they're gonna break the side of the steel cage and he's gonna like roll off.
Yeah, I think so too. I know Brock. He's gonna retain it, but I want Roman Reigns to win it.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna put my money on Roman. Now for the main event,
for the greatest Royal Rumble
match. So it's 50 men as opposed to the regular Rumble, which is now the obsolete Rumble. No, I'm just kidding. But Okay, so 50 men, 20 more guys.
No women.
No, yeah, no women on the card.
No boobs.
Nothing. No puppies.
Puppies.
So I don't know. Okay, so why do you think they didn't do just a 30-man Rumble? Why'd they go 50?
It's a gimmick.
Oh well, yeah. Of
You
course.
got to get all the every talent out there. I mean, this was supposed to be kind of a surprise, but everybody already found out that uh what's his name, Rey Mysterio, is gonna show up. But now everybody knows. So
Thanks to Instagram, he took a photo over there. Did he? I don't
yeah,
know.
he did.
Oh, okay,
He did. I
I
saw it
was
on
joking.
I saw it on like the trending pages, and I was going through, and usually my trending is always filled with WWE stuff or wrestling stuff, and I see one with freaking Rey Mysterio and one of the Usos, and he's like, "Oh yeah, on our way to Saudi Arabia." I'm like, "Great."
Spoiler. You know, if that's a spoiler, then I wonder if they have anything else up their sleeve. You know what? Rumbles are fun. So
they can be fun because they always bring that nostalgic act.
yeah,
You know, hopefully they bring back Hurricane again, Hurricane Helms.
yeah, that was good. I honestly think they should. Just like, even though he got that pop, and I think he can get it again.
He was at second highest pop, honestly, from Mania for Royal Rumble. I wonder if they're gonna call Royal Rumble like Little Rumble from now on.
Little Rumble,
like Little Rumble and Greatest Rumble. But anyways,
does the winner just get a trophy, or does he get a title shot too? Or it looks like it's just like a trophy.
You know what? Let's see. I didn't see anything about a title opportunity. I think this is just a one-off.
It's like a bragging rights kind of deal.
Yeah, there's nothing. It's like you said, bragging rights. Jericho's gonna be in it.
Mm-hmm.
You got Mark Henry, World's Strongest Man. Great Khali. Who else you got on there?
Daniel Bryan.
Yes, Daniel Bryan. Shane McMahon.
Oh yeah, I see his picture there now. Shane
O'Mac.
So he's actually a participant.
Yeah, I like it.
Maybe Vince will participate. Wait a second. I think they have a list. Oh, this is like a small list.
I saw a list.
It's like the confirmed guys: Daniel Bryan, Braun Strowman, Kurt Angle, Shane McMahon, Chris Jericho, Mark Henry, Rey Mysterio is confirmed on there. Elias, Kevin Owens, the Great Khali, Bobby Roode, Baron Corbin, Big E, Kofi, Xavier Woods, Apollo Crews, Shelton Benjamin, Sin Cara, Chad Gable, Goldust, Titus O'Neil, Mojo Riley,
Mojo Jojo,
and Dolph Ziggler. Those are the confirmed. I didn't count how many of those were, but there's more to come. It'd be pretty cool. No, I think they're gonna do it right. I think there's gonna be nostalgia. There always is.
He's like 25 right there, so that's like 25 even more unannounced, and obviously that's gonna be like the mid Carters too, like Apollo Crews.
Keep an eye on Instagram. All right, so we'll do two things here. We're gonna try and predict surprise.
Okay.
And then who do you think is gonna win? I'm gonna go. Let's start off with the wins.
Okay.
Jericho.
You think so?
No,
he is an Iron Man. He's been in the longest Royal Rumble match.
Yeah, I think the only reason I vote Jericho is because he has this thing where he always does like the first or something. He has a pretty good little history of stuff like that.
Yeah,
I can see him doing it.
This guy's an innovator. I mean, he created Money in the Bank for Christ's sakes,
So I don't know. I'm gonna say Jericho. I don't think it's gonna be Jericho, but I'll say Jericho.
I'm gonna go with Braun Strowman. That's
a safe.
That's a safe bet because he's a monster among men.
All right.
So I think he might win it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Great Khali did.
Oh, jeez, no. Okay, no, Braun. All right. I had a little surprise. Like, all right, surprise entry. This is really reaching. But hear me out.
It's not going to be as reaching as mine.
No, this is really. I think we might be on the same page. The Rock.
That wasn't on mine, but
That's really reaching. I know.
That's a good reach.
But it'd be pretty fun.
Tough. It would be great to bring the
Rock
Rock
back. Elias comes walking through no, but that's gonna be my if that happens, then hey man, the people in Dubai or whatever that's gonna be big. That's huge.
Saudi Arabia. I was gonna joke and say Bruno Sammartino.
Jeez,
that was my
dark
reach.
humor. I like it. Yeah, that would.
Rest in peace, man. It's been a week, so I think it should be fine. Yeah. Bill Cosby's going on, so I think we have enough leeway here. God, my reach. Batista.
Oh shit!
And you know how I got that reach? Because he said "buh" or something like that, and it kind of like, oh shit, Batista. Just a little bit ago, you were like saying something like, I think it was the way you were laughing. You're like "bah" or something like that. Oh. I was like Batista. Right when you said that, I was like, oh shit, Batista.
That actually,
he wants to come back full time.
I can see it. That'd be pretty cool.
Maybe he wins the Rumble and he interferes with Triple H and John Cena match.
Ooh. And then Ric Flair comes back and evolution is a mystery.
Because I think he said he wanted one more chance at Triple H.
Oh shit.
A storyline.
He's got some plan. He's been in Hollywood. He knows how to write.
So that's my reach.
That'd be pretty cool. That's a secure, like that would be pretty cool. I wouldn't be mad at that. All right, so I'm gonna close out that window, and that's our predictions for this thing tomorrow at 10. God. I don't even know if I like watching stuff live.
Yeah, same.
So it's gonna be tough for me to all right, should I get home? I might watch the Rumble. The Rumble itself, I'll probably watch
because you want to see that nostalgia. Whoever pops up, Elijah Burke might pop up.
I might that'd be pretty cool too.
Because he was in backstage SmackDown.
Really?
Yeah, he was with Kofi Kingston. He was talking.
They really are just beating the shit out of Impact, aren't they? Yeah, actually, his Pope gimmick wasn't too bad. It was kind of annoying, but I figured it just had potential. I just don't think they were doing it right.
I remember him, but I don't remember him. I think I remembered him from TNA days. I don't remember from the WWE days.
He was on ECW, the rebranded ECW. And he was going to be someone, I thought he would carry it. It looked like Lashley was going to help carry the new brand of ECW, and Burke was doing all right. CM Punk actually started off, I think, as a Heyman guy at ECW. The rebranded ECW had potential, but it's almost like they just wanted to kill it
at the same time.
Yeah. And it was bad. It was bad because given if ECW could have been done like NXT development style like that, then I think that'd be pretty cool. But nah, I think the revival was a bad idea. Bringing it back. I mean, as exciting as it was, because then it turned into a mainstream. So at first they started off doing small stuff back in New York. Bingo hall thing to kind of relive that.
I mean, they'd even have when you order their merch, those wrestlers would be answering the phones. Yeah. This is back in the day when you had to call in an order to order something over the, there was no internet. You couldn't, go on YouTube. I mean, YouTube. Well, you couldn't go on the internet, Google or anything to buy something. You had to call it in. Yeah. And that wrestlers themselves would answer the phones, taking the orders. That's how ECW was. They were hands on.
But then with the rebranding, I think they started kind of branching out to bigger stadiums, and Kelly happened, and but yeah, Burke was an ECW guy for the relaunched ECW. Man, they had a lot of potential, but they just kind of buried it. Anyway, I didn't know that he was backstage hanging out.
Yeah, and usually what happens, they always, if they're backstage, most likely they're either going to join or, who knows, they're probably going to join, the performance center and train people. But, yeah. That's that. That's WWE.
Yes.
Segue.
I froze. So, segue. Shift us to soccer. I got no way to segue into it. You know what the most popular sport in Saudi Arabia is? Soccer.
I thought it was cricket. It's like...
I mean, the MLS is still early in the season. Sounders finally got a victory. The next Sounders game is going to be against LAFC, and it's going to be the first game in their new stadium. And they're having a pretty decent start. I think they've lost the past 2 matches. I'm not 100% sure. But they're an exciting team because they're scoring goals. So the joke now, as of today, was Will Bruin being interviewed and said that he's going to Bruin their party or something like that. And then Christian Roldan followed through in his interview saying, yeah, we're going to Bruin their party. Because he said that he went on Twitter and he saw something about it, so he decided he was going to say it. So yeah, that's the match this weekend. Should be kind of fun. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. I want a little payback for the first game of the season, which was against LAFC. Prediction: the Sounders win 2-3-1. Other than that, I mean, there's not too much to say about the MLS. It's still early.
Yeah, it's like what, week 8, week 9?
It's a weird schedule. They're not even at 9.
Not yet. Oh, because they have the
international breaks.
Yeah.
Actually interesting. CONCACAF Champions League is officially over. Your champions are
Chivas
de Guadalajara. But interesting. So they went to PK shootouts where Michael Bradley lined up his kick, and he sent that shit flying over the stadium and across the border. And kind of lost the shootout with that. So that kind of sucks for him because people already giving him shit because the U.S. men's national team didn't qualify for the World Cup.
Yeah.
And them having a MLS team take Champions League, CONCACAF, would be like pretty big because Mexican League still is like overall better quality. But this would be a step into like being able to like kind of say, hey, you know,
MLS ain't nothing
we're closing that gap. But it's very apparent the gap's closing quick. But at the end, I think there's a video. I didn't watch it. The Chivas fans, class act. They kind of gave an ovation kind of clap to the Toronto team because the second leg they actually did win 2-1. That sent it into PK shootouts. But the fans, you know, applauded them for their efforts and good work.
Just still bastards.
So now Chivas are into the, what's it called? I think it's called the League Champions. And that's a whole nother tournament. So this tournament keeps going. And I guess we can segue a little bit into the actual UEFA Champions League. Where they have already played the first leg games. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, good. I have it here. Okay, so Roma qualified by beating Barcelona, which was a complete stunner. What? I cannot believe. Like the first game, Barcelona won 3-0 or something like that. The second game, Roma scored 3 and held Barcelona to 0, which means with Messi, Iniesta, and all those guys, they couldn't get a goal. So Roma qualified that way, and they're playing Liverpool. Liverpool's the most exciting team in the Premier League right now. Anyway.
Oh, is it the one with Salah?
Yeah,
Mohamed
Salah. Yeah, he's tearing it up, and he's having a great year.
I was going to ask you if your top 4 players or top 3, if he makes your top 3.
Well, the thing is, I don't watch the Premier League enough, and plus he plays for Liverpool. But there's no denying that he's having the greatest season.
In FIFA, they put him in rating 98, tying him with Messi. That's how good he is. Like I said, this year he's doing big things this year. Yeah.
And he scored 2 against Roma. The final score of the first game was 5-2. So it means Roma has to try and come back from a 3-goal deficit to
at least
qualify.
tie. Yeah.
And the other game was Bayern Munich versus Real Madrid, which for me that's a final. Like, I'm surprised. This is why I love these tournaments, man. You get potential. These games that should be like a final are exciting, but it's a semi-final. So Madrid's up 1 goal over Bayern's. The final score was 2-1. So basically, Bayern needs to score a goal to tie an aggregate and 2 goals to just go on to the next round. But if the score ends up 2-1, dude, I don't want to get into the. Never mind, I'm not gonna. But yeah, Bayern needs to win by a goal and not get scored on. But I think it's gonna be Real Madrid versus Liverpool. But if Bayern plays Liverpool for the Champions League final, that'd be pretty fun to watch too.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I love this. I actually, for work, I try to find a bar somewhere, and I'll try and catch some of these games. Don't tell my boss. I don't watch the entire games, but I'll try and watch as much as I can.
Just 87 minutes. That's it.
Oh, didn't you take your lunch? Yeah, it's been 90 minutes ago, plus extra. Because they were wasting some time.
Like 5 minutes extra, 95 minutes.
Yeah. It's fun. Into more entertainment news.
Segue.
Maybe I should have some crazy sound effects. Was this today? I wasn't sure. Meek Mills is free.
Yeah, he got released 2 days ago, maybe yesterday.
Okay. Oh yeah, it was because he made one of the playoff games or something.
Yeah, he rung the ceremonial bell for the 76ers.
Yeah, and Kevin Hart was there.
He's a Philly native, so is Kevin Hart. But yeah, 76ers beat the Heat to go on to the next round.
Oh, the Heat are out.
Yeah, the Heat are out.
Nice.
They beat the Heat. It was 4-1.
Oh shit! So okay.
So it was a 5-game series. I mean, right now everybody's saying that 76ers are no joke. That don't be surprised if you see them in the finals.
Okay, we'll go into because I'm keeping up with the finals, the playoffs, and stuff a little bit for the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
This is the time of the year I start paying attention to the NBA. It's just I don't mind watching a couple games, but I like playoff basketball.
This year is really good for NBA playoffs.
Now we're both fans of the Spurs, and unfortunately they got their asses kicked.
Not only they got their asses kicked, someone died over it.
Really?
Greg Popovich's wife passed away to sickness. Again, dark humor.
Okay, I was like, Jesus.
Dark humor. Yeah, she passed away. So Popovich didn't coach the last 2 games. I mean, everybody already predicted that it was going to be like a sweep against Golden State. There's no Kawhi Leonard. The team is just not 100%, It's age. Ginobili, god damn, I love that guy. This guy was tearing it up the last 2 games.
Yeah, he was like playing his heart out, man.
Yeah, and it might be his last game, and I hope not. I hope he comes back for at least one more year. Because I love Ginobili. He's one of my favorite players.
He needs a standing ovation.
I freaking love Ginobili.
I was going to ask, I mean, it's kind of early, and because I don't watch enough basketball, is there a team you're favoring that's still in right now to, I don't want to say win it all, because I feel like this is pretty damn competitive. All these teams, it's no longer like the days where the Lakers are gonna.
Yeah, the Lakers aren't even in it. It's really tough. There was actually talk about this at the 5 major markets: L.A., New York, Chicago, and they said like another team, like 2 L.A.s, because there's 2 L.A.s.
Yeah.
New York. There's the other New York, and then there's a Chicago. They haven't been to the playoffs in like the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Where it used to be like in the 90s, early 2000s, they were prominently in the finals.
Yep.
And now they can't even win to get in. Like, it's tough for them. But this year is really good on playoffs. You got the Utah Jazz, who have a chance of beating the Oklahoma Thunder.
Utah leads their series 3-2. So.
Yeah, Thunder barely won yesterday. They were down 25 points, and I was surprised. But Russell Westbrook came back with 45 points, like 13 assists, and like 7 rebounds. So Russell Westbrook is getting the job done. Paul George is doing nice. Carmelo Anthony's overrated. I've said it for like the longest time.
Yeah.
Plus, I saw Lala's Tatas.
Yeah.
In Power. But
I still gotta watch that.
It's a good show. But anyways, no, there's a lot of good teams, and honestly, I don't have a clear choice.
You know what's fun is the 3 games being played tomorrow, which is Friday, April 27th. Toronto Raptors, Washington. All the games are 3-2.
Mm-hmm.
Also those series, and I think Toronto leads that, which I didn't know Toronto was the real deal. The past like
they're
2
not a real deal.
Okay, no, okay. They're
honestly, they make the playoffs, but they never finish.
Okay.
And same with the Washington. I don't really care for Washington either. So far as I'm concerned, they're going to lose. Whoever makes this series and goes to the next round
it's probably going
to get dropped. So
Cleveland on the versus the Pacers.
They're up 3-2, and Cleveland's going to win. Pacers are good. They're no scrubs. I hold them in higher regards than the freaking Toronto Raptors and
the
Washington Wizards. Like, I think they're jokes, kind of.
Yeah.
But Pacers, they have a good future. Victor Oladipo he's pretty good. He's a superstar. But I think the Cavaliers are going to win that round.
Yeah, I think the final game is going to... Well, the next game, should I say, Indianapolis. Oh.
But LeBron James, he's literally...
Yeah, he's a different beast. I've accepted him now.
I think he should win the... So far, he should win the playoff MVP. Like, that's how good he is. Like,
I haven't seen any of his stats for the postseason, so...
They showed a statistic that he scored like 35% of the team's points.
Oh shit!
So he scored over like 140 points, I believe, and he's just carrying the team, honestly.
Yeah, he's putting in work.
You
know, the last game there, that would be broadcast, I guess. It's Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Jazz. That game's gonna be played in Salt Lake City, Utah. I think okay, so what I asked you at the beginning was if there's any team you kind of like favored, and I'm kind of looking at all these teams, and just to see John Stockton sitting in the stands, maybe I want to see the Jazz make it all the way to the final.
They might make it to the next. I think they are going to make it to the next round. They should have won the game yesterday. They let that game go away because like I said, they were up 25 points in the third quarter.
Unless they can't
going into
finish,
the fourth quarter,
that's gonna suck.
But they have a good rookie in Donovan Mitchell. That guy's a stud. He's my pick for Rookie of the Year. But I think the Jazz are gonna win because Oklahoma City are lost. It's just Russell Westbrook and the supporting cast.
Yeah.
When you should have Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Carmelo Anthony as a three-headed monster.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I hope hopefully the Jazz take it, and I kind of want to see the Jazz just make it all the way to at least the final. I don't know who the fuck they play, but I like to see them go a little further. And it's just the nostalgia. I didn't mind watching Karl Malone and John Stockton. Mm-hmm. So it'd be cool to see another good Jazz team before they probably fade away for the next few years. That's their thing. These
guys look pretty good. They have they might do something here and there, but they have a good chance. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna go all the way, but they have a good chance.
We drifted away from the social stuff. Okay, so Meek is out, and you were telling me before we started recording that he was on parole and they caught him with weed, and that was why everyone was like free Meek because it wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, he was on parole for like the last 12 years for a crime that he did when he was like a kid. You know, he was 18, 20 years old, and he's been arrested a couple times.
What was the crime?
It might have been with something with drugs or guns.
Okay.
But it wasn't nothing too major.
Unregistered firearm deal. Okay. But
anyways, he was arrested a couple of times a couple of years ago, and he was let out. I mean, he was popping wheelies because back over there in Philadelphia, they're known for riding like ATVs and stuff like that.
Yeah, they do that. It's weird, but that's what they do.
And that's what they do. And he's like, he loves ATVs and stuff like that. And he was arrested and nothing happened. And then this last arrest, he was arrested for, I think it was drug possession.
Right.
And last time I checked, marijuana doesn't kill anybody,
Oh, man.
So he's been sitting in a jail cell for almost 2 years for something stupid, A
little marijuana, man.
So, little Mary Jane. But they finally let him out. And hopefully he stays out. And hopefully he creates a change, Hopefully he becomes, like a Colin Kaepernick and does some activism with it, whatever he's done.
Throws out his fro. He should. If he's still gonna be like, under the eye. I mean, he shouldn't even be taking Advils. Stay away from everything, not even cold medicine.
No, I seen him on an interview, and he was talking about that. He's going to, use his platform to, raise awareness. So I hope he, sticks to his guns. No pun intended. But, no, so hopefully he does good out of this. And I don't really listen to his music.
Yeah, neither do I.
We discussed this, that we didn't really care for his music. Not that he was a bad rapper or anything.
He's bad. We
just never, delved into him.
Yeah, I've never given him an honest shot. I wouldn't know where to start, and I'm really iffy about jumping into hip hop right now.
Yeah,
because I just started getting into it, and then I kind of want to dip out, because of the gimmicky stuff.
Yeah, it's really played out. It's always braggadocious kind of music, and I don't care for braggadocious. And then you have the new age of like the little
and I don't mind
SoundCloud rappers.
Yeah, I don't mind like entertaining, innovation, and all that stuff, but sometimes I'm just kind of remember when 50 Cent was like big and people were saying that the reason why he was popular was because he had the attachment of being shot 9 times and living.
Yeah, he had that street cred. Correct.
Yeah, and it's almost like everyone right now has some weird, ridiculous little tattoos all up in his face,
or the colored hair.
I feel like everyone's got something, like,
but it's nothing real or organic.
Yeah,
it's just,
I don't know, but like it's part of the image, their persona.
Mm-hmm.
But the music doesn't come through. I'm one of those guys that would put headphones on. I don't care what you look like. Like if you make something that sounds good, I'm gonna listen to it.
Yeah.
And I just feel like there's too much gimmicky stuff, and it's hard for me to want to give someone a shot because I was like, dude, just be yourself.
And then you got like all this music that sounds like Migos, where they have like the ad libs in the background.
It's almost like
it's annoying.
It's almost like indie rock. How indie rock at first was like, oh, okay, and then like all indie rock bands started sounding the same, and now I really do not care to listen to indie rock. It's a little bit how I feel about this. It's just,
but yeah, that's how I feel about rap too. Like especially what's going on in the top 40 stuff.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I try to stay away from top 40, and even like your, I don't know what to call it, because like your underground top 40 stuff. Like I don't is all that stuff kind of mainstream, like Migos and all? Is that like
they're
Billboard?
Mainstream. Oh yeah.
Are they?
Oh yeah.
Ooh, that's how out of touch I am with top 40.
They get that iHeartRadio stimulus package where their song has to be played at every hour.
Oh wow.
Where record labels pay radio to play songs every hour.
That's fine.
No, it's not.
I mean, this is why I don't do iHeartRadio. Unless they want to be a platform for the 3D podcast.
They got shut down, or they're shutting down iHeartMedia.
Are they?
Yeah, they got bankrupt.
Damn.
So they're going under.
That's what they get. Taking all them bribes.
Speaking of bribes, segue.
To Kanye?
He's bribed someone in his past.
Well, he came out as a Trump supporter.
He's been a Trump supporter.
Has he?
Yeah, he's.
But he's full on it now.
Right now, he's wearing the hat and everything.
Yeah, he doesn't care anymore. I didn't know he was openly a Trump supporter.
Yeah, he's always talked about Trump. Like when he always has his rants when he was on the St. Pablo tour, he'd always talk about President Trump. And then I guess recently he's been tweeting. He went back on his Twitter account, and I guess he's writing a book. But they're saying that his book is live tweets. So he's not going to give you an actual book. He's giving you his Twitter. So whatever he tweets, it's like excerpts from a book that he's writing. So if you follow any of his tweets and you see some like motivational or whatever, that's from his book.
Okay. But he's been tweeting a lot.
He has. And
a lot.
It's good. He's, sharing music with us. But anyways, going with the Trump support and everything, you got John Legend, who's on his record label, and he's like, hey, man, why are you a Trump supporter? He's like, you shouldn't be a Trump supporter because Trump supporters are a piece of shit, and he's racist, blah, blah, blah. And Kanye screenshotted the text, and he, like, put it on Twitter and blah, blah, blah. He's like, look, this is John Legend's my man, and he's trying to, like, change my opinion, but I have my own opinion, just like he has his. There's no hate, blah, blah, blah.
Why would you put him on blast like that, though?
It's not on blast because there's like still love, I guess.
Okay.
He goes, and John Legend's like, oh, if you're going to like screenshot our tweets or our text, can you just put out my song?
I heard that Rihanna unfollowed Kanye.
Did she?
That's what I heard. I can't confirm.
She might have. I mean, she's still like, they're still gonna be friends. I mean,
not if you unfollow someone on Twitter, man.
My thing is, it's
Twitter's life.
I'm not a Trump supporter either, and I'm a big Kanye West fan. But it's not gonna change the fact that I love Kanye West still, because everybody has their own opinions. You just got to take it for whatever it is. You know?
It's just it's a separation of someone's like practice, like the whole NRA thing with Killer Mike.
Yeah.
I know some people didn't like that. I'm pro, like, yeah, you should be able to defend yourself. But as far as
what?
Yeah,
I'm out of here. Bye.
3D podcast canceled.
We're done.
Yeah, like I'm pro that, but like at the same time, it's like I don't think people need an assault rifle. Like I don't even like if you want to defend yourself, yeah, handgun, maybe like a regular like hunting rifle.
What do you need a war machine?
You don't need to fire 15 rounds in like half a second to like defend like the family dog from like a possum or anything like that. So that's my beef with assault rifles. They are weapons of war.
I'm pro-choice. You know, whatever you believe in, that's great. I have my own beliefs, but I'm not gonna like attack you with my beliefs. So if you believe what you believe, like you just said, you're pro guns. I'm sort of pro guns as well, because guns do save lives.
I think you should be able to defend yourself.
But
I believe that.
I agree 100%. You don't need an assault rifle.
Yeah.
You don't need a AK-45. You just need a pistol, a shotgun, whatever. If you hunt, that's your obligation. You know.
Yeah. No. But that's a different thing.
But I don't see why you need an AK-47 or an assault rifle.
No. Not that. I mean,
if you're defending yourself, you only need one shot, maybe two. You know.
Or shotgun has good spread.
Yeah. So you don't need like. So and Killer Mike did apologize about his thing about the platform.
He kind of
but he still kind of is. He still stuck to his guns.
Yeah, NRA paid him a good wad for that. So.
And guess what? I'm still gonna listen to Run the Jewels.
Hell yeah.
They're great.
I still want to see him at some point in my life.
That'd be great.
Ah, man. So, we covered quite a bit. Bill Cosby gave him Rufus, but who knows what the truth is.
Shout out to Hannibal Buress.
Yeah.
He's single. Excuse me. He single-handedly put Bill Cosby behind bars.
Hey, man. Vince Staples called out R. Kelly.
And R. Kelly lost his lawyer and his partner. Did you see that interview?
Yep.
He's like, R. Kelly's a piece of shit. He's still running around.
Yep. And you know what? Good for Vince.
Honestly, good for him.
Because we need more people like that actually need like to use their position. I was gonna say that, their position to bring light to things people forgot. Like
exactly, yeah.
The dude was running like a sex deal, and I think he was gonna marry.
He was in a relationship with Aaliyah.
Yeah,
and she was underage. Yeah. She was like 17, and he was like late 20s.
Yep.
But he's been known.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Harvey Weinstein, and just like what's that director that nobody wants to work with no more?
Woody Allen, I think.
Woody Allen, yeah.
Oh man, that guy's creepy.
Isn't he married his stepdaughter, something like that?
Kind of. It was weird.
But it's like these guys need to be called out,
Absolutely, yeah.
So I don't listen to Vince Staples music. I think I should.
I listened to this one EP that was pretty good.
I do. He did a couple songs with Clams Casino, and I just heard it again like yesterday, and I was like, man, this song's really good. I should listen to Vince Staples. But like you said, shout out to this guy for using his platform, spreading light.
I feel bad for the reporter chick though.
Oh yeah,
because that was her first. Yeah, that was her first Coachella, and she's got all this controversy kind of going on there. So.
She's kind of funny. I mean, she was on that this Everyday Struggle.
Yeah,
but I guess that show's getting canceled now. Shout out to DJ Academics.
Oh, it's actually getting.
That's it. I heard it's getting canceled.
Oh, I heard. Did Joe Budden like get a contract somewhere else? Like
no, Joe Budden left like last season. It's weird because they're on seasons.
No, that sucks. Okay.
But he left. I think he either got fired or he quit.
He probably quit.
Everybody already knew. I mean, Charlamagne the God would say, "Oh, I wonder how long Joe Budden's gonna last because he doesn't really last very long on anything.
I think he needs to go to DC tomorrow.
But he has his own series.
Does he?
He has his own podcast. He's doing a lot of things. I think he's still with Complex.
Making moves.
But he might be doing his own thing.
Making moves.
But he has a lot of things going. Joe Budden's pretty good.
I like Joe Budden. Joe's funny. He's like he keeps it real.
He tells you straight up.
Yeah, and I can't hate on that. And it's just funny because that's like, as an older guy, I understand him.
Yeah,
and it's just funny to watch him. And yeah, I like Joe. And his Hot Ones episode was great. I liked it.
Yeah,
I probably should watch it again just because I think I've seen it like 2 or 3 times.
It's good.
But yeah, that's that. All right, well, that's a bit. That's about it, man. We covered quite a bit. Good time. We're gonna try and roll these out. I said that last time.
We said that last time, and we took like 3 weeks off.
Yeah, I know. Potential if we start coming more frequently, pumping these out. The 3D podcast, the 3 will actually be 3, maybe.
The third mice might join us.
Yeah, we might get a special guest, and hopefully a little bit more permanent. But we'll see. If not, then it doesn't matter. Actually, you know what? A few people already asked, kind of, about being the third.
A co-host or?
Yeah, no, but I like the idea of having the flexibility of
switching people out, having different mindsets.
Cool. Now we're having a business discussion at the end of the podcast. All right. Anyway, this is Dave Vito.
And this is Lalito.
And we're out.
Bye.